Imagine yourself in 1925 when this was a beautiful pier ballroom. People would come on horse-drawn carriages down the boardwalk in their beautiful dresses and tailcoats to come and have a good time. December 1925, this building burnt in the Great Ocean City Fire. Started at 7:30 in the morning when a power plant caught on fire. There was just happened to be a storm going on that night. So none of the fire trucks would start. All the hoses were froze. So they actually had to go to the bay and chip ice to try to stop the fire. Ocean City lost 3 city blocks during that fire, the pier building being one of them. It did open back up in 1926 to some great entertainers. Louis Armstrong to be one, Cab Calloway, Duke Ellington, they all performed here. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to kind of look in the cases. This is Robert Ripley's study. This is kind of what we would expect his office would have looked like for him to work and do his drawings and write his books and tell his stories. In the cases are some of his collection. One of my favorites is the Tibetan skull coffee pot. That coffee pot is actually made from a human skull. I thought that was kind of cool because they do that so that they can keep their ancestors with them. But you can have a look around, take all the pictures you want. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes and then we'll move on.
Tibetan. It's Tibetan. If it's not Tibetan, then you're bonehead.
That bust was actually done by a blind man. He couldn't see. He did everything by feel to make Robert Ripley's bust.
Oh, that's amazing.
My light's blue, but
Yeah. Yeah, but that's still amazing.
yeah.
You guys have good news and bad news. The good news is I have so much to show you. The bad news is we have all the lights off.
Yes.
Do they fly? Maybe I'll shine the GoPro.
All right, we're going to make our way up this ramp. Braden's going to follow with a light. There is on the left side, close to the red wall, there is a little lip. So make sure you stay close to the wall on the right side.
Don't be scared. There's one room here.
You feel the spook? I feel spooked. Yeah, curse box. There you go. You got one?
An orb.
Orb.
Yes. Well, at least I saw one on my thing.
I'm just videotaping. I'm not taking pictures.
All right. Everybody get in here okay? Yeah. You are standing in Ripley's, believe it or not, primitive room. This room is one of the things that Robert Ripley took great pride in collecting. There's things from all over the world. Got some really cool pictures of different places around the world. What we're going to feature tonight in this room is the shrunken head that's right behind you. That is a genuine human shrunken head. It's estimated to be about 150 years old. I'm going to tell you what they use that for. That is from the Javaran tribe. When they would go to war with their enemy, when they would kill their enemy, they would take their heads and cut them as close to the shoulders as they could. They would take that head and they would take out the skull and everything in it and start the bulling process to shrink their head. They had to do it at a certain amount of heat and for a certain amount of time in order to keep the hair from coming off. But once it started to shrink, they would sew the back up, fill it with hot sand and hot rocks. They would sew the mouth and the eyes shut, And the reason they did the mouth and the eyes being sewn shut was to keep their spirits from coming out. In their tribes, they believed that the spirit comes out through the eyes and the mouth. And they didn't want their enemies to come back and take revenge on them. They would wear it around their neck as a trophy. And when they got done with that trophy, it got tossed away as trash. The next item we're going to talk about is in this lighted case over here. And that is our French voodoo curse box. It's over 200 years old. It's one of two. Ripley's owns this one. They're trying to collect the second one. This is a voodoo death curse box. The things inside that I'm going to tell you about, of course, is the voodoo doll that you can see next to it. Her legs are bound together. Her feet and her hands are burnt. She has pinholes on the backs of her neck. There is a piece of cloth sewn to the back of her dress. It's a turquoise color that would have been from somebody that they were trying to put a curse on. There is some vials in there, or some bottles with tobacco. There's graveyard dust. There's sulfur. There's a crucifix, a prayer book. The prayer book is written in French. But the one thing that I didn't realize until we got it in this last year, when you do bend down to look in the mirror, you will not see your reflection. You will see Satan.
Oh, hell no.
All right, who's up?
The hatchet inside has marked the box the number of times on the bottom, and it has been used several times to put death curses on people. And the hatchet is still very sharp. Even after over 200 years, you can still cut the hair off your arm with it. But yeah, you guys take your time in here. We're going to be in here a few minutes, take all the pictures you want, and look around.
Well, it's nice to know Satan likes to hang out in boxes.
Yeah.
Still creepy.
Right here.
I'm lost. I'm talking to people I don't even know because I think it's you.
Oh, hello. It went off.
Oh no, hold on, it's going orange. Christina, it's going orange.
It's going, whoa.
It's going orange.
Yeah, it's going off.
Yeah, it's going off right here.
That's awesome. Oh no, it stopped.
Yeah, well, ghosts move. They're not gonna stay in one spot.
Hi, Frank.
No, I think that. Yeah, I mean, that would be like short hair.
Are you recording everything?
Yeah, I'm recording
Oh,
everything.
okay, then I'll take pictures too.
Because you never know.
Little bench right there if you want to.
Most of it is all black, but
Something to lean on.
hopefully it'll show something. Plus audio.
That's true.
It's recording everything. Maybe you should just go over there. You're using the pen wrong.
Sorry.
Most of you are using the pen wrong. That's good eating right there. Is that a real bell?
Yeah.
That's the voodoo box.
Alright, one more thing I'm going to tell you guys about while we're in this room. My light's not very bright, but you can see inside this case the mannequin. Around him is a Tibetan exorcism robe. It's made of human bone. And what they did when someone was dying, they thought, if they